What is going on, y'all? Just got back from the gym. I went to Ozark Iron today and I trained legs with a quad focus. I'm about to eat my first meal. It is 11:47. I have a podcast at 1. I try to eat my meal, ideally about an hour or so before podcasting. I don't like eating right before I jump on a podcast. But I figured my podcast is with the CEO, Jim Howard, of BioSense. So I figured I'd test my BioSense numbers real quick. And see how this breath acetone meter registers my ACE score. We got some disasters going on out there in the building. All right, so my last score was a 17. I don't know if y'all can see that. So it is preparing the device. I'm going to test again, and we're going to see what we're going to do, and then I'll let you know what I'm going to have for lunch. It takes a little bit of time for this to ramp up. So while it's ramping up, let's just talk about breath acetone. There's been a whole lot of meters and monitors that have come to the market as of the past year or so. I don't really honestly know where I stand on breath acetone meters and monitors. I mean, I think it's good information, but I don't really let that information dictate my actions per se. I've kind of always been a blood ketone guy, and I personally know how to manipulate my actions based off of those readings more so than the breath acetone, but nonetheless, it is kind of cool to see how this compares to blood ketones. All right, so it says blow. Success. Analyzing. And we shall see what it says. There are some meters that like the lumen. I got sent the lumen. The lumen tells you if you're in fat burning zone or carb burning zone. Sometimes I test it says I'm burning fat. Sometimes I test it says I'm burning carbs, but I haven't had carbs in 7 years. 23 is the ACE score, so pretty good there. So yeah, some of the meters like the lumen, I don't really put a whole lot of stock in that, but this is kind of cool because my ACE score is higher here after working out but before a meal. I typically recognize that if I'm running, if I'm doing intensive lifting, oftentimes if I test my beta hydroxybutyrate blood ketones, immediately after a training session, I see a dip in those numbers because my blood glucose is slightly elevated intra-workout and immediately post-workout as a result of the mobilizing, muscle glycogen and higher blood glucose concentration immediately after workout. However, with the breath ketones, immediately after workout, I'll oftentimes notice an increase in those. So that doesn't really seem to correspond as much with increases in blood glucose as a result of training per se, which is likely indicative of the fact that I'm burning fat, oxidizing fat, fatty acids while I'm training. So that's kind of a pretty cool thing you can use the blood or the breath ketone monitors for. So let's go to the lunchroom. All right, y'all, we are in the break room. I got my kielbasa sausage, which I'm gonna stick in the air fryer. I'm also going to eat this Captain Soup. This is the classic beef flavor. It's got beef, vegetables, bone broth, all that good stuff. I don't know what the macros are, though. I may have to go to their website to figure out what the macros are. But I will figure that out, and I'll let you know. And then I'm also going to have the keto brick, obviously, and that's going to be my lunch meal. So I'm going to warm this up, figure out those macros, and I'll holler back at you soon. Whoo! This is one of those days that's kicking my butt a little bit, y'all. This is one of those days in business where it ain't making the highlight reel. Just a lot of chaos going on today. It is 5 o'clock. My crew's left. They all went home. I've been on hold. I've been on the phone with tax people. I've been on the phone with governmental agencies because of tax issues. Apparently, one of my QuickBooks Online account had the wrong withholding wage tax account number in. So I was paying all my monthly withholding wage tax for all my employee payroll costs, but it wasn't going to the right spot in Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration's database. So they were showing it as not being paid, and I've been paying it every month. So now they got to try and find it, and no one has any record of these payments, but the money's left my bank account every month on the 15th. So I don't know, it's just a freaking headache. I've been on hold for like 3 hours today, and nobody at state agency call centers is enjoyable to talk to. They're all just miserable sounding people that don't want to talk to you, and they're all incredibly rude, and it's just frustrating. So don't know why that is, but if you work at a Department of Finance and Administration, you get a call from somebody that's being nice and friendly and just trying to figure things out, please be nice back. It's all good. It's all good. But like I said, it's 5 o'clock. Because I've been dealing with all this headache all day, I have not even had a chance to start my client work, so I got to do all my client work still. I'm way behind on macros. I've eaten 2,000 calories today, and I got 2,000 more to go. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to work on my clients from home. I'm going to try and help Crystal make dinner and hold Rigel, and I got another call at 6, so in an hour. So a little chaotic today, but this is what I signed up for when I started a business. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have annoying days. This is one of those annoying days. But any day working for yourself is better than a day working a dead-end job that you don't love and have no passion for. So, amen to that. See you at the house.
All right, guys, just got done with my workout, and I'm cooking Robert's dinner. So we had some liverwurst that we had to get through because it's been thawed out in the fridge. It's from U.S. Wellness Meats. We love their liverwurst. I did 200 grams, which is about 7 ounces of the liverwurst, 6 slices of bacon, and then 4 eggs with 3 tablespoons of butter. It was a little bit more butter than I thought, so it's going to be a little bit more soupy than I'm sure he's going to like, but it is what it is, and it's going to be delicious. It is cooking back there right now, and it's going to be real good. This is going to be the topper of his macros today. In this dish, there is 72 grams of protein, 82 grams of fat, and just over, I think it's like 1,050 calories or something like that. So should put him right over his macros for today. So that's that. I'm sure he'll fill you guys all in after he's done eating or during his eating window. So check in with you guys later.
What is going on, yo? We got the final meal of the day. It's like this, Crystal just made it for me and showed y'all. It's got the liverwurst, the bacon, the eggs. Anything else in there? Butter? Butter. 1,030 calories in that bowl, which means my macros for the day are 343 grams of fat, 29.6 grams of total carbs, 176 grams of protein. So today is the highest fat ratio so far at 79% of my calories coming from dietary fat. So this is my final meal. I had that sausage and soup earlier in the break, obviously. That's pretty much it. So today is Monday, which means I've filmed a week's worth of videos, and now I'm actually able to start seeing the comments of those videos because the first one actually went live today. And I've gotten some requests for just showing kind of how to track macros, how to take something that could have a varied macro count like steaks, for instance, and accurately track that. So I'll try and create more content around that specific skill set. When it comes to tracking macros, a lot of it just is consistency over time, like things average out over time. Like when it comes to ribeye steaks, no 2 ribeyes are going to have the exact identical macros, but if you eat ribeyes on a pretty consistent basis, those differences average out over time. So that's kind of one of the benefits of eating something pretty consistently, which is why when I tell my clients, hey, look, if you're tracking macros and trying to dial in things to the utmost and really reach that goal of yours efficiently, probably makes sense to eat somewhat consistent meals the majority of the time. Like if you're trying to track the macros accurately, but then you're eating a different meal every single day, every single week, it makes it very hard and difficult to really get things dialed in and figure out what your body is responding favorably to and what your body is not responding well to. And there is a lag effect with most things to when you eat it and when your body responds to it. And some of those things can take quite a bit of time for that lag effect to really take effect, and you notice what the difference is. So that's why I'm a big fan and big believer in pretty much eating the same things consistently, and then as the macros change, make a slight tweak into those food options. That said, I'm going to eat this meal. I'm not hungry at all. I don't want to eat at all, but I have to eat 1,000 more calories. So that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'll see y'all tomorrow.